For decades, Sweden was seen as a peaceful, neutral nation, a country of forests, innovation, and quiet diplomacy. But behind that calm exterior, Sweden was preparing for war every single day. While the world focused on headlines, Sweden built a military designed not to attack, but to survive, resist, and win against overwhelming odds. The Swedish army is not loud. It does not intimidate with numbers. Instead, it terrifies adversaries with preparation, technology, and a mindset shaped by history and geography. Sweden's military identity was forged long before modern Europe existed. In the 17th century, Sweden emerged as a dominant military power, reshaping warfare through discipline, mobility, and coordination. Though the empire eventually faded, the strategic thinking never disappeared. Swedish defense culture became obsessed with one question: how does a smaller nation survive among stronger powers? That question defined Sweden throughout the Cold War. Officially neutral, Sweden quietly assumed that neutrality might fail. Soviet forces were nearby, and invasion was a real possibility. Instead of relying on alliances, Sweden chose self-reliance. Entire cities were prepared for wartime evacuation. Air bases were hidden in forests. Highways were designed to function as runways. Underground command centers were carved into mountains. Sweden was preparing not to prevent war, but to fight it alone if necessary. The Swedish army today is the product of that mindset. It is built around resilience, dispersion, and rapid response. Rather than concentrating forces in vulnerable locations, Sweden spreads its military across the country. Units are trained to operate independently, cut off from command, and still function effectively. Every soldier is taught not just to follow orders, but to think, adapt, and survive. The core of the Swedish army lies in its mechanized brigades. These units combine armor, infantry, artillery, engineers, and air defense into flexible formations capable of operating in forests, cities, snowfields, and coastal regions. Unlike armies designed for open desert warfare, Sweden's forces are optimized for complex terrain, where visibility is limited and mobility is difficult. The Stridsvagn 122 main battle tank represents Sweden's philosophy in steel. Based on the Leopard 2 platform but heavily modified, it is designed to withstand modern anti-tank threats while operating in extreme cold. Enhanced armor, advanced thermal imaging, and superior crew protection make it one of the most survivable tanks in Europe. In Sweden's terrain, survivability matters more than speed. Supporting these tanks are the CV-90 infantry fighting vehicles, a system so successful that it has been adopted by multiple countries worldwide. Designed in Sweden, the CV-90 allows infantry to move rapidly while remaining protected and heavily armed. Its adaptability makes it effective in snow, mud, forests, and urban environments. For Swedish soldiers, it is not just a vehicle, it is a mobile battlefield advantage. Artillery plays a critical role in Sweden's land warfare doctrine. The Archer artillery system is among the most advanced in the world. Fully automated, highly mobile, and extremely precise, Archer can fire devastating salvos and relocate before enemy counterfire can respond. In modern warfare, survival depends on speed, and Archer embodies that principle perfectly. But Sweden's real strength lies not just in equipment, it lies in integration. Every unit is digitally connected. Battlefield data flows in real time. Sensors, drones, radar systems, and intelligence networks feed information directly to commanders and frontline units. This creates a shared battlefield picture that allows rapid decision-making and coordinated strikes. Decentralized command is a defining feature of the Swedish Army. Junior officers and even enlisted soldiers are trained to take initiative when communication is lost. This philosophy ensures that even under electronic warfare or cyber attacks, Swedish forces remain effective. If command structures collapse, the fight continues. Conscription is a cornerstone of Sweden's defense model. Reintroduced in response to rising regional tensions, it ensures that a significant portion of the population has military training. This creates a massive reserve force that can be mobilized quickly. More importantly, it embeds defense awareness into society itself. In Sweden, national defense is not just a military responsibility, it is a civic duty. The Home Guard reinforces this concept. Composed of trained reservists, the Home Guard provides immediate territorial defense. These units protect infrastructure, transportation networks, energy facilities, and communication hubs. In the event of conflict, they delay, disrupt, and deny enemy movement, buying time for regular forces to mobilize. Special Operations Forces represent Sweden's sharpest edge. Highly classified and intensely trained, these units specialize in reconnaissance, sabotage, and unconventional warfare. Operating in small teams, they can strike deep behind enemy lines, gather intelligence, and destabilize adversary operations before conventional forces engage. Sweden's geography is both a challenge and a weapon. Dense forests restrict movement. Thousands of lakes create natural obstacles. Long winters limit visibility and mobility. Rather than avoiding these conditions, the Swedish army trains to exploit them. Snow becomes camouflage. Forests become ambush zones. Darkness becomes protection. Air defense is a top priority. Sweden understands that modern wars begin in the sky. Layered air defense systems protect key regions, military units, and civilian centers. Combined with Air Force coordination, this creates a hostile environment for any aircraft attempting to operate over Swedish territory. Naval cooperation further strengthens land defense. Coastal defense units work alongside the Navy to deny enemy access to Sweden's extensive coastline. Amphibious assaults are anticipated, rehearsed, and prepared for every possible landing zone is monitored. Sweden's entry into NATO marked a historic shift, but not a sudden transformation. The Swedish Army was already operating at NATO standards long before formal membership. Interoperability, joint exercises, and shared intelligence now enhance an already formidable force. As part of NATO, Sweden acts as a northern shield for Europe. Its location gives it immense strategic importance in the Baltic region. The Swedish Army's ability to reinforce allies, defend critical sea lanes, and deny enemy movement changes the balance of power in Northern Europe. Despite modernization, Sweden remains deeply defensive in doctrine. The goal is not conquest, but deterrence. Any aggressor must face not just soldiers, but an entire society prepared for resistance. Roads are planned for defense. Infrastructure is hardened. Civil defense systems ensure continuity during crisis. Technology continues to shape Sweden's military future. Cyber defense, electronic warfare, autonomous systems, and artificial intelligence are being integrated into planning and operations. Sweden understands that future wars will be fought not just with weapons, but with information. Training remains relentless. Exercises simulate real-world scenarios, surprise attacks, electronic disruptions, winter combat, urban warfare, and prolonged isolation. The Swedish Army does not train for ideal conditions. It trains for worst-case scenarios. What truly defines the Swedish Army is discipline combined with trust. Soldiers are trusted to think, leaders are trusted to adapt, systems are designed to function even when broken. This culture creates resilience that cannot be easily measured or defeated. In an era of uncertainty, Sweden has abandoned complacency. Neutrality gave way to readiness. Silence gave way to preparation. The Swedish Army stands today as one of Europe's most capable, intelligent, and determined land forces. It does not seek war, it prepares for it. And in the frozen forests, beneath the snow and steel, Sweden waits ready, alert, and unbreakable. If you enjoyed this military analysis, please like, share, and subscribe to Strategic Armed Forces. Thank you for watching.